It was supposed to be a hopeful year for us at Legate. The business has been growing steadily, and our flagship products are starting to gain momentum. We are all geared up for a better and a bigger plans in 2020. But then, the COVID-19 pandemic hit the first quarter of the year.
This is like a circuit breaker. It will help to reduce the risk.
Masks are not something that you can wear and automatically get protected.
The transition from DORSCON yellow to orange, we expect that this is likely to take time to resolve.
I was worried every single day. There was so much uncertainty.
My head is blank already. I cannot do anything. I cannot concentrate at work. I was crying out loud and came up with a lot of questions. It has been about 15 years since I left my family. At first for schooling, for university, and then for a job. I miss them, but they will be missed more than me. I just want to go home at that moment upon knowing that my family was infected by COVID-19.
I was in a very difficult situation. I had to send back my wife to the Philippines to give birth to our daughter in the midst of global health emergency, a situation where none of us had faced before.
One of the challenges at that time is that the pandemic had lasted much longer than what many businesses are typically used to in the crisis. At the height of the pandemic and during the circuit breaker, business owners like myself have to find resources to continue to pay rent, overhead, and bills, despite the fact that the business is not operating. SME typically do not have the cash reserve that could help cushion the impact of this crisis. After the phased reopening of the economy in June 2020, the lifting of the 2-month circuit breaker, the limitation in group size, restriction, and the new norm in social distancing, together with the stricter foreign worker measure and border controls, I can say that it strained greatly the business operation of Legate. The aftermath resulted in additional costs and shortage of workforce for us and for most businesses. And another thing has suffered a lot is the mental health of our foreign workers. The uncertainty brought by the travel ban has them rethink their working plans. Everyone misses home. Everyone wants to be closer to their family during this trying time, and I fully understand that. Survival of the company, the people that makes it, has become my primary concern as the head of the company.
An ousted government, jailed leaders, civilians being killed, and protests. Months of unrest and violence. This is what Myanmar is
Getting infected with COVID-19 in the midst of military coup are two challenging things. Unfortunately, this was my story a couple of months ago. My dad and mom were test positive, being caught in between their martial law. While people in our country can go out from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and there's scarcity of oxygen tanks and the high demand for oxygen. No doctors at the hospital, and with both of my parents being COVID positive, left me so restless and helpless. I have lots of worries, concerns, and thoughts, especially for my dad, with his underlying disease of diabetes, which is worsening. He experienced difficulty in breathing. He has no energy, no appetite for food. His body suffered. He became so slim during the whole stay at that hospital. I have to look for oxygen desperately. I asked for help from my Facebook friends, posting desperately about my need for emergency service for oxygen for the hope that someone may comment better. I also have to arrange the medicine supply and take care also of the food deliveries and other necessities which can only be done in the 4 window hours daily of the martial law protocol. This and that why I'm here in Singapore and they are miles away from me. My mind is tired, too occupied. I feel so sorry for my family not being there at the moment when they need me the most. I am bursting out with tears inside, but I need to be strong and be able to hold all my tears and anxieties because my family depends on me for strength. I need to be firm to be their rock.
It was a hard decision to make as a father, as a husband. I used to go home expecting to see my wife and son at home, but the pandemic disrupted this. I had to send back my pregnant wife to the Philippines to give birth to our second child together with our son, while I have to stay here in Singapore to work and earn a living. As the head of the family, of course, the main challenge is to be able to provide resources. I needed to get off all the emotions because as a parent, at this time of pandemic, at this time of uncertainty, I need to be the certain thing for my family. I should give them the stability, the security, even when everything seems to be falling apart because of the effect of the pandemic.
Luckily, after 3 weeks of fighting the mental burden for me and the physical fight for both of my parents, things got better. During that time of struggle, I was allowed by the company management to work at home as I settle all this. Going back is not an option, going forward is the way to face it. I am motivated by the fact that if I go back, I will just be a quarantine, I will be another headcount of concern, and it entails limited resource and time for me as well to do what I have to do for my parents who are COVID positive. So the best thing to do after all, to face it with courage and right mind. I may not be there physically, but that doesn't mean I can't lead my family. Because the truth, I was able to arrange, support, and make my presence more felt by my family strategically because of my distant location.
I am empowered by the distance between me and my family. Being away doesn't make me less as a father and a husband. I think this is actually my motivation behind the strength that I'm showing to my wife, my son, and my daughter. I see it actually as an opportunity to create a remarkable experience every day. I always make time each day to talk to them, check their situation, which I think most of us have taken this for granted. The time when all of us can be together and there's no pandemic. My heart as a father is to make each day counts for my family, to be their safe and stable home, not allowing stress to pull me down because it's not just about me. I'm carrying 3 lives with me.
I think what I can share is that there are many ups and downs within the lifespan of business. Many small success and failure. It's never perfect. We have to accept failure and losses and not allow any judgment to cloud new ideas. One should develop plans and strategy focus on being more sustainable and being in a better position to withstand shocks, like diversification of revenue base and revenue sources. I also came to realize the importance of having enough cash flow. Having enough cash flow will allow us to plan our inventory and bring enough products right in time when we need to. And I believe with all the negative happening in the world, having a positive mindset is essential. Being optimistic, seeing opportunity in the crisis.
The pandemic has weakened everyone, infected or not. It has affected everyone in the world. And I've learned that there will be times you will become helpless and reckless, as if no one is there to help you. But you need to stand on your own feet and understand that challenge may be great. But believe the reward is even greater, which is the better you. It is the unmasking myself to repeat the stronger me.
The challenging situation taught me to stay focused. Focus on the goal, be reminded to whom I am doing all my sacrifices. In my case, it's for my wife and my kids. So every time the situation throws me to give up, the more I find purpose to do my best. The pandemic teaches us to appreciate a lot of things. And included here is my appreciation of what I have now. The worth of my labor is being distant at the moment, unable to see my newly born daughter. On her first cry, first crawl, even maybe her first birthday. But I appreciate the situation. As a father, I was able to secure things like their home, food, clothing, and future in this very difficult time. It's unmasking myself to reveal the heart of my father.
While no one could have foreseen the extent of the economic damage that COVID-19 would bring, I believe that this pandemic has offered us many lessons. As a boss, it's not just me, my family, and myself. It's actually an extended role of myself, a son, a father, and a leader. My worries are more than just me coping up in the situation. I'm looking for the welfare of the whole company, the employees staying on track, their families being taken care of. I'm asking myself to show the leader that can relate to everyone.